Okay, look, I have a thing that I tell my beginner students. I just tell them, look, if we review your games, in the first 20 moves, either you or your opponent blunder a piece. It's just getting good at that, right? And that comes with practice and doing tactics. Now, this is exactly move number 20, believe it or not. And my opponent just gave me that fork just to get past 400, 500, 600. It's mainly just hanging pieces. Make sure that you take advantage of the hanging pieces. Make sure you're not the one hanging pieces. That's it. That was a free queen. All right, let's do it, guys. And yes, we're doing something different today. We have a second account on chess.com, brand new, and we're gonna try to bring it up as much as we can. Of course, using what we have already learned up to this point. And let's see how it goes. I want to play 5-5. That should give us enough time to talk about the moves and the strategies, but also get enough games, okay? So with that said, let me get to it. 5-5. Let me find my first opponent. And I'm gonna start with, I'm just gonna play, believe it or not, I'm gonna play D3, because the first thing that I wanna do is start playing the Pirc Defense. I wanna play it as white, I wanna play it as black. So G3. Yeah, this is a brand new account. And now the way they have it set up is you have to play like 5 games before they give you a rating. So I'm gonna start from here. Let's see where we start. All right, so for me, since I played the this Pirc Defense, this is looking still like a classical, but they haven't played that F6. Let's see. All right, so now this is knight F6, knight C6. This is the classical variation. And I think I'm gonna play C3. Let's do it. And this is very comfortable because we're playing same ideas from the Pirc Defense, but we are one move ahead. We're playing with the white pieces. All right, this move, it has to be a little bit odd. It cannot be the move. Now it's a hanging knight. I cannot take advantage of it right now, but I'm gonna play B4. C3 mainly was for me to play B4, B5, and then I collect on E5. Hey. Nope, they're not giving me a chance. Fine. Well, let me go knight D2. Don't forget, if we play these systems, we're opening up the bishop. We cannot forget about the fianchetto bishop. How are you? I figure you were really busy. All right, so my bishop at this level that we're playing, I don't know the rating of my opponent, but I'm assuming it's closer to the beginner section. And they miss a lot. This bishop is hidden, so I'm just gonna take that pawn. Next thing I want to do is open up my queen. Let's see. Dímelo. All right. Now this bishop, typically I don't want to let go of it, but E4 seems very interesting. Yeah, let me just go E4. I'm defending the bishop. I'm opening up my queen. Let's see how it goes. I hope everything went as planned. All right, you see, so this is what I mean. Simple tactics, of course, at this point that we are now. Free knight, and now with the bishop on D5, this is just too much. Yeah, checkmate in one move. And that's it. All right, guys, so our blitz rating is 173. All right, so now we're playing a 200 opponent. I'm going to play the same opening, this time as black. Yes. All right, so look, free pawn, that's the idea of knight F6. I'm going to collect it. All All right, I don't want to lose my knight. Best thing I could do is bring it back. I already got a free pawn. All I'm thinking about now is simplifying the game. Not to mention, this was hanging. All right, queen b5. I'm just gonna play c6. All right, should we take with the pawn or should we take with the knight? I think I'm gonna take with the pawn. Typically, we don't want double pawns, but this is going to be a very powerful center after I play e5. All right, so knight c6. Knight c6, bishop d7 or queen d7, right? Let me go with knight c6. And again, I'm just developing my pieces. White pieces are just moving the same piece around, okay? Well, congrats. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, they keep moving the queen, and it cannot be right. Now, time to just develop our pieces. Just to keep it consistent, I'm gonna put my bishop on g7. I wouldn't be surprised if they play bishop b5. Nope. Yes, so what I was saying, guys, is I'm gonna be playing the World Open this week. So change of plans. I'm just trying to get this account from 100 as far as we can. And then next week when I come back from the World Open, we resume the weekly training that we were doing, okay? Now, is there anything we could do about this? Let me just castle. Keep it simple. Yes. Now you're learning the other part of chess, the beautiful part of chess. Yes. All right. So look, I'm fully developed now. I'm castled. My opponent cannot say the same thing. So I'm gonna start putting pressure. Knight in the center, defended by the pawn. I'm hitting that bishop. I'm also threatening to take on b2 and then gain the rook. And this is just a silly mistake. Just hanging bishop. And I think I'm gonna take with the knight. That's it. And guys, this is again 200 rated opponent, not a lot of experience yet. And this is where you're gonna get a lot. To get past 400, 500, 600, it's mainly just hanging pieces. Make sure that you take advantage of the hanging pieces. Make sure you're not the one hanging pieces. That's it. That was a free queen. We made it to 229. All right. We go to the next one. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing, nothing more. And knight f3. Then g3. And you're gonna see as we do this, how depending on the strength or the experience of our opponents, they're gonna play against it differently. So far, everything that we're getting is the same classical setup, nothing fancy. Then you're gonna start seeing the more aggressive setups against this opening. All right, I could play e4 or I could play knight c3. Let me play knight c3, only one move away from complete development. That's it. No, that's it. Let's see. All right, so I'm putting pressure on this knight, so I could easily take it. If they take with the queen, we get a free pawn. I'm sorry, we get a free pawn. If they take with the pawn, then the king is gonna be exposed. So I'm gonna take it, not think about it twice. All right, so now look, king is exposed. I should be bringing pieces to attack that king, right? Now I'm gonna do it in a very sneaky way because the knight is coming to the king side. But also I'm just putting pressure on that pawn. You see, very easy to miss. This Fianchetto bishop at the beginner level is a very good weapon to have. All right, welcome. All right, we take the other pawn. You see, all of it is hanging pieces. We just need to get really good at that. All right, now this knight could go to h5 for another check. I don't think that's what we want. I could go to e4. What to do, what to do. All right. I think we all like checks, but does it make any sense? Now let's do it. Let's just attack that king. 94 has to be the better move, but let's go to h5. All right, perfect sense. Okay, there has to be some sort of checkmate here. Now I'm thinking, keep it simple, just bishop f3 maybe, and then queen d2. But if I go queen d2, they're forced to take that knight. Then bishop f3, bishop g4. There has to be something. Takes. All right, let me keep it simple. Very, very simple. We defend the knight. We get ready to attack the king even more. Yeah, this is just a second account we got approved, guys. And let's see how far we can take it. We started at 173. Let's see how far we can take it. All right, all I want to think about is attacking the king. Just attack the king, attack the king. Only move, I believe, rook g5. Now I want to take, but then they take me. That doesn't make sense. Now look at the king is exposed, and we have so many pieces around it. The two knights, the bishop, this queen. There has to be something for us. And of course, the same 94 is in the air. I see you're really excited about your birthday. Now, well, happy birthday in advance, just in case. All right. Now, interesting tactic here, just queen g5, king takes 94. But I don't think we have to rush it, so let's go 94, hitting that queen, and of course also the rook on g5. All right, that's it. And again, guys, at this point, that's all. Every game has been hanging pieces. We collect them, and then simple checkmates to finish it. All right, we go to the next one. Yes, and that's the whole point. So we're playing now the 200 level. It has to do mainly with that, capturing pieces. And that's why a lot of my beginner students, I have them, there's one thing that I want them to do all the time, which is capture pieces. Even if it's fair trades, just capture. Get really good at detecting pieces that you can capture. All right, I'm doing the same opening as white and black, in part because it's easy to learn, but also to prove that openings are not important at this point, guys. Right, I'm doing the same thing. Now, this bishop, again, is a monster at the beginner level. Many people forget about it. And we have a 200 rated player playing the London system. Oh, he's from the UK. All right, bishop g7. Until 2000, nah, maybe more until 1500. But let's see. All right. I think I'm gonna castle. Brand new account. Okay, so now I'm going to use the same plan I used before, pawn to c6. And this move is very sneaky because I want to play b5 and b4. Once the knight leaves, no one is defending e4. No, they did it first. Now, the other reason why I like c6 is because now I could go knight d5 defended by the pawn. Now, is it safe? I don't think it is safe right now. So knight goes to h5 hitting this bishop, maybe. Or do we go back down? gonna go to h5. Let me attack this bishop. Yeah, familiar and simple, just simple. Now they have to make a decision about that bishop. Also, their king is still in the center. Now, notice that this opponent is 200 rated, but he's playing way better than everyone before. He's actually, his pieces are developed. He hasn't left anything hanging yet. And I guess it's because he's playing the London. It's very easy to follow. It's going to get you to the middle game safely. All right, I'm going to take here. Take. Hello, hello. Thank you. Come on. You know that I thank you for the support, but you don't have to. You don't have to. All right, so they took that pawn. Now, if I want to get it, I need to add more pressure to it with knight d7 or queen a5, or I need to eliminate those pieces supporting that pawn. So, let me play b5. Knight d7, yeah, there's e6, you're right. All right, let me play a5 just to see how they react to it. Very simple idea, just to play a4. Welcome aboard, guys, welcome aboard. Man, this is already pretty nice game. So I don't think we're gonna make it far with this account. Now this knight, I want to be very careful with it. Yeah. All right, we play b4. Yes, you know, that one, I think I had to. Let me review, but I think that video I had issues with it. I have to go back and review it. Yep. You got it. Getting there slowly but surely. We're getting there. Now, very interesting idea to play bishop a6. They cannot castle anymore. Bishop f5 I like. Yeah, let me play bishop f5. Now, the thing with bishop a6 is that they're gonna play g4 and get my knight. My knight is pretty much trapped. This is the worst thing you could do with your knight. Put it on the edge, just eating grass there, doing nothing. Lesson 100, you gotta go and check it out. Lesson 100, we posted it like probably 2 years ago, 2 years ago, and it was mainly about my journey, right? Like, when did I get into chess? How did I get into it? What did I do, and so on. Ah, there you go. Ah, thank you. The hippo, absolutely. You know, the hippo is a very interesting setup, and we have to talk more about it. All right. All right, guys, this is the last piece we need to develop. Let's do it. I want to get to e5. And now that the bishop is out of is on f5, e6 is not that effective. Okay, that's a free pawn. Okay, sooner or later, my opponent had to give me a free piece. And I think this is it. That's it. They had to play h3. Let me go back here. They had to play h3 and g4 for it to be safe. Now, not only do we get a free pawn, but this is pinned. We're ready to collect 25, adding more pressure to the pinned piece. The hippo is just that it's so difficult to break through. It's so difficult. All right, so there we go. Another free pawn, everything collapses. And again, at this level that we're playing at this point, it's all about that. Hanging pieces. Yeah, hanging. That's it. This is in the air. This is in the air. All right, now that I'm winning, I'm just gonna simplify the game. Let him take. That's okay. Now e6, not necessary, but this bishop is the only thing that really bothers me. And I'm just gonna make it less effective. Let's see how it goes. You're still doing what we said we wouldn't do. Just don't look at it like that. Every 6 weeks, 8 weeks, go back and see what happens. You're right. So those we covered, and as we move up the ladder here, we're gonna find opponents that are more sophisticated. They're gonna play those systems. All right, let's go. Queen h4. Just try to get to that king. Okay. Sorry. Okay, Aaron is in the house. All right, you see. Simple checkmate in 2 moves, hanging pieces, and we finish it with a checkmate in 2 moves. And that's checkmate. There we go. All right, we're getting to 300, and we got the white pieces, guys. Sorry if it's a little bit boring, but here we go. Not today. And we got the black pieces. All right, same opening. And you know, I'm surprised I'm getting d4. Typically at this point, you get a lot of knight f3, bishop c4, more like the Italian game. Now, they dropped the pawn, hanging pieces. So glad to hear. Right, I got a free pawn. All I'm thinking is simplify the game. Get to the end game. Oh, I've been there myself. Now I'm gonna finish my development. I wanna put the bishop on g7. Oh yes. Now the thing is that as you get more sophisticated, you learn to come back from these positions. Mainly it has to do with developing quickly, attacking to compensate for that pawn, right? Now here, this bishop, again, many people forget about it. So I'm gonna take this one, and if they take, the rook is hanging. That's it. I'm going to make this top first, get rid of the queens, because again, I'm winning, so I wanna get to that end game. All right, we got that one. We made it to 325. New 5-5. Now d3, knight f3. Yeah, no, you could say whatever you want, but you and I did the same thing when we were learning. It's just part of the process. No, guys, I'm trying to really focus on how if you learn ideas, you learn your typical middle game positions, you're gonna be fine. Yeah, you could just try to do the 4-move checkmate and you're gonna be fine, but I'm gonna leave that for you. Welcome aboard, guys. Welcome aboard. All right, so this is, again, very classical. Yeah, it's part of it. Well, we're gonna see how far we can get it. Let's see how far we can get this account to. Hey. No, we cannot do 24 hours, but little by little. Like we're gonna do 2 hours today, maybe 2 hours tomorrow. All right, bishop g4, that's okay. Everything is defended. Now, notice that this is a little bit different now. It's more aggressive. The bishop came all the way to g4. Before, we had seen bishop c5. All right, now do we want to play with bishop g5 or with c3? I'm going to play bishop g5. Let's return the favor. Well, in my mind, it is the Pirc defense with the white pieces. But yes, it looks like the King's Indian attack. I'm just trying to implement the same ideas as both white and black. Now, I'm going to take it. If I put the bishop on g5, most of the time I'm just already compromised. I'm committed to taking on f6. Now, with that knight gone, no one is defending d5. So I developed this knight with a tempo. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. So happy for you. Also, it helps a lot to have a training partner. It helps a lot. So keep it going. Keep it consistent, please, and have fun. All right, guys. Look, d4, we've talked about this many times. The center that was so nice, it's not so nice anymore, right? They're not controlling every square in the center. So they made a commitment here, and I get to place my knight on d5 or e4. I'm going to go to d5. Hitting the queen, and hitting c7. There you go. Again, 300 level, not a lot of experience yet. So they missed the queen hanging on f6. That's it. All right, now, can we still lose this game? Absolutely, been there myself. So all I'm thinking is, with an extra queen, I could go and attack this king, or just simplify the game. Pay attention to this diagonal. The moment they pushed the pawn on d4, all of those light squares became weak. My knight used one to get to the queen. Now I want to go ahead and bring my queen over to attack the king. Now c3 or c4. Let me play c4. Then queen a4 and try to get to the king. Yeah, no, it was not me trying to show off. It was just an accident. That was an accident. No. That was that person specifically. Like, I've been paying attention to people streaming, and of course everyone wears the headphones. It is what it is, guys. That's me. That's my life. Things that happen to no one, they happen to me. They happen to me. All right, queen a4. Now, of course, they have to try to attack your king, but this king has one of the most, actually the most, or the safest structure that you could have. So 3 pawns, bishop and knight, and rook defending. This fianchetto structure is the safest. I mean, not that I'm, guys, I don't want to sound like I'm being arrogant or anything, but reality is, at 300, with that level of experience, you're not really comfortable with the en passant. It doesn't come to you automatically yet. So my opponent probably didn't even realize he could do en passant. All right, now attacking my knight, and I could take, or yeah, let me take. Now we move away. Yes, they could take here, but after rook e1, we're getting the pawn back. We should be okay. And always, if you play this, remember that they get very aggressive, yes, but this knight could move to different squares to hit you after. So we take, knight d2, and then this is under a lot of attack. All right, this one I didn't see it coming. Look at this, look at this. Now, taking on c6, taking the pawn, or simply moving the knight again. This pawn is under control. I could go knight f3, I could go bishop c6, or I could go pawn takes pawn. Right, I'm gonna take this. I don't have it. I don't have it. I think, look, I think the way it's set up, probably, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Because I reached out to chess.com to ask for the second account, and they approved it, but I'm not sure if they will or not. Cha. All right, we just go back then to f3. Let's do it. Now this pawn is not gonna make it anywhere, so no problem. No. We're gonna try to keep it with this system, at least as we move up the ladder. But no, Roberto and I, we have to come up with something better. That cannot be the opening. That cannot be it. All right, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Now let me try queen b5. I mean, I could just move the rook. This pawn is ours. We're fine. Or I could try to deliver checkmate. That was a good game. That was a very good game. All right, guys. Here the checkmate. You should be familiar with it. Instead of going with the queen and letting them go away, we take with the bishop first. They're forced to go in there. And then discover check, followed by checkmate on b7. All right, we got that one. Again, hanging pieces like the queen that they hung, and then we finish it with a simple checkmate. All right, new 5-5. Now d3, knight f3 next. Then g3. And look, I castled, and now we're playing same Pirc defense. In my mind, it's Pirc defense against the classical variation, nothing more. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. All right, so let me go bishop g5, or do I want to go? You see, c3 without the bishop on c5. I'm not gonna play it right now. Let me just go bishop g5, eliminating this knight, making the center easier to attack after. Right, we chop it off, and knight c3. Now I'm fully developed, putting pressure on this pawn. Next thing you know, we play pawn to e4. We should be good to go. That's it. Now they have a decision to make. Are they going to push? Are they going to take? No, they pushed. So we go knight d5. Our focus is going to be that center. All right, they decided not to take. They decided not to take. Now, how about knight h4? Let's do it. Let's keep chasing that queen. Don't forget, at this point, at this level, we still hang pieces. So the best thing you could do is be aggressive, be energetic. It's so difficult to find the right defensive moves. So let's see. Not yet, not yet. Now the question is, where's that queen going to go? Is it going to go to g5, h5, g4? G4 it is. Let me go queen d2. Let me go queen d2. f4 probably the right move. It's probably the right move. It's probably the right move. Yeah, boring guys, but we're just trying to make this hopefully educational. Hopefully some of you who are playing at this level, you get some of the ideas, especially if you play these openings. All right, they took, we simply take back. It comes with a tempo on the knight, simple chess. And I'm assuming the knight has to go to e7. Now, this king in the center, we might be able to create something. If my opponent's king is in the center, I want to put pressure. Okay, now careful with this. One piece is being attacked. You leave it there to attack one of my pieces. Be careful because now you could get in trouble. After c3, I think it's going to be two pieces attacked. Again, simple ideas at this level is where you have to be very comfortable with. That's it. Like this move is good anytime, even if we didn't have this, because we make the bishop move again. They wasted a move by doing this. So be very careful. If you're being attacked, don't get fancy. I've been there myself and gotten destroyed. Oh yeah, wait until we get to 800. But again, it's just about that. Hanging pieces, simple things like that. Nothing, we don't need anything fancy to get to 1000. Yeah, they had to give me something. They chose to give the bishop, and now knight d5, we have to be careful. Very, very careful. Yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so that knight, we have to identify that. Knight is going to e2 with a nasty fork. We've fallen for that many, many times. Now, rook e1 is not even going to stop it because knight e2 defended by the queen. So you either move the king or you move the queen. I think I'm going to take that pawn. Now, careful. If I take that pawn, then g5. Nah, it doesn't work. I'm hitting e5. I'm hitting b7. All right. Rook a to e1. Rook a to e1. No, I think it's the same thing, right? They had knight e2. All right, we'll just move out the way. I don't think this check is going to do anything to us. Now look, two pieces, perfect for a fork. I'm still hitting e2, I'm hitting b7. And yeah, this 6 definitely is threatening checkmate. We're hitting b7 with the bishop. And again, guys, as we play these games, always pay attention to the fianchetto bishop. All right, here, that's a little bit desperate. We could take with either pawn. I'm going to take with the f pawn because it opens up the file. Typically, you want to take from the edge towards the center. But in this case, it only makes sense to open up the f file. All right. Now this knight is doing nothing. I'm gonna bring it towards the king. Yes, we could have taken this pawn or this pawn, but that's not what we want. We're up at knight, so we should be fine. We should be fine. Well, soon, if you keep it up, that almost is going to be I won, and then I'm winning consistently against those opponents. So just keep at it. Just keep at it. Have fun. Oh, there we go. Now let me see if it's been, okay, look, I have a thing that I tell my beginner students. I just tell them, look, if we review your games, in the first 20 moves, either you or your opponent blunder a piece. It's just getting good at that, right? And that comes with practice and doing tactics. Now, this is exactly move number 20, believe it or not. And my opponent just gave me that fork just to get the queen. Of course, there have been some blunders before, pieces hanging before, but this is a big one. So check, and we get the queen. Welcome aboard, welcome aboard. Exactly. It's the same thing that I told him. Exactly. All right. No, we don't need that. Neo 5-5. Okay, black pieces. If you're not bored by now, you will get bored soon because we're playing the same thing. Now the fianchetto. This bishop is a killer at this rating level. Vasil in the house. What's going on? Hey, someone is looking for you for a rematch. All right, so now we get the setup. How do we go about it? E5, C5. For me, I want to play E5. They don't have a knight to prevent it, so I don't need my knight C6. I don't need my bishop G4. I could just play it right away. And I think I want to play it right away. Why not? You're right about that. You're right about that. Hey, all good, all good. All good. All right, this move, queen d3, a little bit weird, but it's a move. Okay, knight goes to c6. Always paying attention to d5. I'm not concerned about it. I could go knight e7, I could go knight b4. Vasil is ready. Same thing, it's the same thing. All right, do we take? Do we go knight b4? I think I want to take already. So let me take on d4. Now this bishop, it only makes sense to develop it with a tempo on the queen. I didn't want to do it before because, let me go back here. If I had played it before, they had e4 with the pawn, and then I have to move the bishop again. Here, it comes with a tempo. They have to move the queen. I get to move again. All right, knight d4. Nope. Now look, first hanging piece. This is move number 10, and there's already a hanging pawn. Do I want it? I think I do. I do, and I'm gonna take it. That's it. Now I'm winning by a pawn sufficient for me to simplify everything. And you should never, not online, not in person. I'll take it, see what happens. Now, one thing I don't want is my bishop to get trapped or anything like that. So I got the pawn. Don't leave it hanging. You don't want to have your pieces hanging. You want to have your pieces like my opponent has them. Everything is defending. They're in harmony. They're defending each other. So let me just go back. All right. Do we go to d4? Do we go to e5? That pawn was keeping our knight at margin. We couldn't go to e5. Now that I advanced it, there's a new opportunity here. Look at this. Also, that pawn is opening up the diagonal. So what do I want to do? Bishop g4, knight e5. Bishop g4. Nah, let me go knight e5. Exactly, and he's not even there yet. That guy that disappeared. I think he's coming back from time to time, but sort of. It's displayed. If you go to this account, you're gonna see it says it's my account. So yes, I guess at the end they're gonna just put everything back. 93. All right, let's do it. Well, I have students who play it, and I like it. I like it. I like always any opening. Just pick the one you like, learn it. I personally never played the French because I learned early on that you're supposed to develop your pieces and you don't want to block your bishop. So when it was time to learn the French, and it was still getting started, it was like a very counterintuitive to play e6, d5. Then my bishop on c8 is blocked, so that prevented me from studying more and exploring it. But if you really understand it, it's a very powerful opening. Very powerful opening. All right. Now let me go knight d7. My knight is defended by the bishop. This knight wants to come over and help as well. Look at this bishop. Look at the two bishops compared to the white bishops, and look at those knights too. a6, b5, b4. There has to be a way to trap that queen, but let's try to keep it simple. Just 95. Just 95. Yeah, I know. Now guys, but it's not, look, if I just play to win every game, like I could do, like you said, a 4-move checkmate. Probably up to a certain point, they're going to fall for it. But that's not the point. The point is, those of you who are following the YouTube channel and you're using the Pirc Defense, just for you to see it used against players of all levels. Of course, we're moving up the ladder, and that's the hope. We started at 100 and something. Hopefully, you see the Pirc Defense as you move up the ladder. Now, when we get to 800, you're going to start seeing different setups that they use against it. When you get to 1500, you're going to see the more aggressive ones, and so on. All right, there's no chance of us trapping that queen. At least not yet. How about bishop d7? Well, this knight is making it very difficult for them to develop, so I'm just going to keep it simple. Improve my rook. There's nothing hanging. Again, pieces are in harmony. This bishop is about to do something. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. All right. Bishop g5, we shouldn't be concerned. Now, hey, it's just, I always tell you, pick one that you like and try to become an expert at it. This was the one that I picked, and that's it. I didn't want to play, if you remember, I didn't choose the Sicilian, I didn't choose all the openings that are sharper because I was coming into chess late, and I didn't have the time to memorize and learn all of the theory. So I decided, let me pick the Pirc Defense, easy to learn, and use that all the time to learn middle game and end games. And that was my plan, that's what worked for me. But that doesn't mean that you have to do it. All right, knight c5. All right, bishop h3. Let's try to eliminate that bishop. Hopefully we get to the king. Well, I'm confident that I could get destroyed. If I play too fast, I'm gonna get destroyed, regardless of my opponent's experience. Welcome aboard, welcome aboard. Okay, we could take that or not. Okay, that you have taken with the bishop. Now look, remember that I told you about this bishop? Let's see if we can do something about it. Okay, knight d3. All right, my opponent is moving pawns. I don't think that really does anything for them. Let's try to bring pieces to attack. There we go. Everyone going to the king side. I don't know. I don't know. All right. 92. Look, is this move number 20 already? Move number 23. But look, that's a clear hanging knight right there. And again, at this point, that's gonna be the case. It's gonna be the norm. Hanging pieces. You just don't want to be the first one to hang a piece. Right, I think this has to be winning. Is there a faster way to do it? I don't think so. Now, notice that even though my opponents are still blundering pieces, it's not like before. All right, so check, check. I mean, mate, mate, or mate. All right, we made it to 400. Now, a lot of players, they start here at 400. So let's see how it goes. New 5-5. Now, honestly, there was nothing better. I didn't think I would make it. I didn't think I would make it. All right, so same thing. Welcome aboard. No, they're not ready for that. No. All right, same thing. E4. I'm gonna play my D6. Knight F6. All right, this line, we've talked about it before. If they play without knight c3, very easy. Pawn takes, queen takes, king takes, knight g4, right? Now with the knight on c3, it's different, but still, we just take on d1. That e5 is typically not a good way to go about it. Now, I don't want to play knight g4 because this pawn is defended. It's not the same as when the king is on d1. So I'm just going to bring my knight to the center. And however you put it, we have to be comfortable here as black. Right now, should I go knight b4, knight b6? Let me go knight b6. I get away from the threat by hitting the bishop. They have to move the same piece again, or not. All right, then I take it, and then I develop by hitting a piece. It's always, this is what it comes down to. Develop with tempos. Try to develop before your opponent can do the same thing. Now these, no one really cares about it at this level, the 400, but I'm getting them doubled pawns. So pawn structure is destroyed. Then knight goes to c6, develop with a tempo. Develop with a tempo. That's all we want. You see, develop with a tempo. Knight f3, and before you know it, I finished development. I connected the rooks, and I'm on the open file. Now, next part of the plan is to get my rooks to the 7th rank. The knight is there, so maybe we just do it now. Yeah, knight d4. The bishop is there too, but with rook d4, I'm hitting that bishop. Either the bishop stays here to defend the pawn, or it goes away and I take it. So either I get the pawn, or this pawn, or I get to the 7th rank. Now, this is move number 16. I told you, before move number 20, someone is gonna blunder a piece. That's it, hanging piece. Now, rook goes to the open file. That, hanging piece. All right, let me just go back. Now, believe it or not, that's another important factor. It takes a while before we get used to, playing slowly, taking our time. All right, we take that one. Now, all I'm doing now is I wanted to go here and get rid of the final rook. Now, this is a free pawn. We take it. let me see if this works. I just want to get rid of that rook. That's the only piece that could get me in trouble. Yeah, I dropped a piece, so don't do this probably, but for me now it's very easy to win this. There's nothing to get me in trouble. I have no rooks, no nothing. And yes, you don't need to take the pawns, but I tell my beginner students, get really good at that. Just don't give them anything, then you promote, and you do the checkmate that you know with 2 rooks, 1 queen and the rook, the 1 queen, and so on. All right, we go to the next one. All right, this check, we know it cannot be right. They have to move the same bishop again because of c3. I don't want to block with the bishop or the knight because then I justify their move. I castle, that's it. Now e4, does this make any sense? No, it doesn't make any sense. All right, I cannot play e4 yet, so I'm going to go knight b to d2 and then defend. Typically, you go and eliminate the knight so that you can play e4, or you bring another piece to help you. This bishop behind it, many people don't like it. I'm okay with it. I know it's gonna come out later. Look, move number 7. Actually, yeah, number 7 for black. And we just have a hanging piece. That's it. If you don't take it, that's a different story. But at this level, still, we're not experienced enough. It's gonna happen. I'm down for it. Completely up to you. Now, I'm just going to try to simplify the game. Yeah, simplification, nothing more. Develop with a tempo on the queen. Yes, they could take the pawn. We don't care. We're winning by a piece. Simplification. And then this comes with a pretty nice fork. Alright guys, what should we play? This one should be easy for all of you. Even if you're at the 400 level, you should be able to find the right move. No, not really. Just trying to play a tournament here and there, just because at least once a year I feel that need to play a tournament. But nothing special. If it leads to something, great. All right, this one, simple checkmate in 1 move. And we go to the next one. All right, this one, we get it a lot at the beginner, at this level at least, trying to get to the 4-move checkmate. But was to do the same thing. Yeah, 4-move checkmate, nothing more. Now, whenever I see this, I really want to take advantage of that queen. So I want to get my knight to hit the queen. I know it's not what we typically do, at least not so early, but it only makes sense. 95. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. Oof. Oh. Get him and report back to me. All right, so my opponent knows. Is it my move? Oh yeah, it was my move. I was talking and I didn't realize it. Oh yeah, D3. I was going there to take the queen and I forgot. I didn't realize it was my turn. Look, move number 5. Again, at this level still, we're not experienced. And we leave the pieces hanging before move number 20. Right, I finished development. Okay, hanging pieces, hanging pieces. All right, we got that one, and let's go to the next one. All right, same boring setup. Pirc Defense as the white pieces. Okay, we are at 500 exactly. Now h5, okay, I'm gonna do my thing, nothing more. Okay, this is inviting some checkmate on g6. Nah. Oh man, I really wanna I really wanna just do something like this. No. All right, look, this is what I tell my students. If your opponent is bad enough to fall for this checkmate, he's going to be bad enough for you to defeat him regardless. So play your game. No big deal. All right, knight c3. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, e4 has to be played. Now, either they take or they push. So we castled, and now let's try to hit that king through the open file. All right. Okay, rook goes to the open file. I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. Just develop my pieces like we've learned. Bishop g5, very interesting. All right, develop my pieces. Not doing anything fancy. We don't know. We cannot assume. We're going to do the best we can. Now, is he going to blunder or leave a piece hanging before move number 20? Most likely. If he doesn't, then we will, but someone will. All right, let's move the knight. Just simple moves. Attack that queen, improve your pieces. Even though I think queen e2 made more sense, but we'll see. Welcome aboard, welcome aboard. All right, we finish with development. We connect the rooks and we're good to go. Only piece that is doing nothing is this rook. Let's try to bring it over. All right, just like that, our queen is getting closer to the king. And guys, looking at counterintuitive moves, like knight d5, it seems like, oh, it makes no sense, but maybe it comes in with the check. Also, maybe trying to bring the knight over. Rook e1. I'm already thinking if rook e1, they have to be careful with the rook getting to e7. We'll see. Tato? You mean Tato, the forker? He wants to be like me, but not there yet. Not there yet. Now, this is not hanging. Maybe. All right, now that's, look, this is move number 16 and already hanging piece. This is a hanging piece, the rook left, but also if we take, now they have to give us a queen. That's it. Everything collapses. All right. And everything collapses. All right, we got that one. All right, white pieces. Why? What do you mean? What do you mean? Reply to what? Reply to what? All right, look at this. Pretty similar. So let me put my pawn on e4. And I know, it's blocking the bishop, but it's fine. It's okay. H3, interesting. Yeah, let me ask, what are you going to do here? I feel like I want to go after that, after that bishop, but I don't know. Nah, I see 3. Let me see if it's this. Now d4. Now one of the good things about this system is that it's flexible. Does d4 make sense? Let's see. Okay, move the rook. Notice how this opponent is playing better, but there's no hanging piece, but he's moving the same bishop. It was 1, 2, 3 moves with the bishop, and soon they're gonna have to move it again. All right, let's kick you out of here. I'm assuming you go back. Right, we're gonna play e5. So that bishop has to be moving around, for, which means we should be a little bit ahead in development. I don't think we are. Now that I look at it, I guess we've been moving pawns too a lot, so it's not a big deal. Now e5, they never got the chance to play e5 themselves. Okay, there we go. We got a piece. This is move number 13. Pirc forever. All right, do we take first or do we take that knight? What do we want to do? Do we take or do we take the knight? I'm gonna take here. That knight still cannot go anywhere. All right, we take this one. Now, don't forget about this. Easy to forget about this bishop. No silly mistakes like queen e2, queen d3. All right, I'm not even gonna think twice. I'm gonna simplify the game. I got a free piece. Just get rid of everything else. Okay, develop the bishop. We're fully developed. Yeah, the music, I had to turn it, I have to eliminate it. But basically, guys, I just found tracks that I like, put them together. That's what we're listening to. All right, basic checkmate ideas. Oh yeah, and that's it. That's it. Same thing we've been doing since the beginning. Just take advantage of the hanging pieces they leave, and then simple checkmating ideas at the end. All right, 541. New 5-5. We have like 50 minutes. Let's see if we can make it to 800. All right, this is going to be interesting with the bishop on the same diagonal. They might even give it up now to double our pawns. Nope. Okay, we castle. And finally, the pawn goes to e5. I mean, to e4. That's it. Now, it might not seem like it, but we're playing against the Sicilian defense. Now, we're gonna play it differently. I want to put my knight on c4, but I don't want him to kick me out. So I'm gonna play a4, and then the knight goes to c4. All right, let's do it through here. Oops, sorry. We could go to b5, we could go to c4. b5, notice that they cannot kick me out with the pawn. Same thing for c4. The knight moves however you want it to move. With the right motivation. All right. Yeah, let's put the knight there. Yes, that's another way to go about it. Still, I want to see what they're going to do with their king. Is that king going to stay in the center? Go to the king side. All right, again, we're fully developed. We're castled. Black pieces. Oh, there you go. Queen side. Queen side it is. All right, so in that case, we switch gear and we start attacking the king side. The king is on this side of the board. Our king is on the opposite side. Let's try to get to that king. All right. B4. Look, I'm not even calculating. All I know is that I want to get to that king. If I remove all of this cluster of pawns, then my rooks, my bishops, my knights are going to be able to get to the king. Well, let's see, because all of that is scarce. Let's see if we can find a way. I think that the knight is gone. Yeah, it's already gone. But again, we don't care. It's all about getting to that king. And now you see the same thing. We're getting to above 500. So we start talking about the opposite side castling attacks. Now, if they don't take me, I was ready to take them anyways. Just open up lines. Here we go. Forget about this. I know it's a free pawn, but again, they're opening up lines. If they take on b4, then we play 5. Like, let's say they go something like bishop e7. If you play b5, how are we gonna penetrate and get to the king, right? So instead, we had to take on if okay, this is move number 14, and we made it a thing. Before move number 20, someone is gonna blunder a piece. That's it. No, it's just that, yeah, I made it a thing. A lot of the students that I have, we've made it a thing. At the beginner level, someone is gonna blunder no matter what. Before move number 20, someone is gonna leave the piece hanging. The thing is, we many times don't take advantage of it, or we are the ones blundering. So we just need to eradicate that to get to that next level. Yeah, she's already walking everywhere. She's like 2 days ago, she started to open up doors. Like she just reaches for the handle and then she's opening doors. She's everywhere. It's becoming more and more challenging to keep track of her. But here we go. Now look, knight, rook. I'm gonna take a moment. Oof. The bishop, we cannot forget about the bishop. All right, let me go check. Check, just focus on the king. Check, 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 check. Check. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, we got that one getting closer to 600. Congrats, congrats. All right, I don't know how many games we've played, but we're using the same setup. Same setup. All right, up to this point, and look, this is where you're gonna get the most, honestly, at the beginner level. Beginners, we learn e4, e5, the Italian game, knight f3, bishop c4, so they're gonna apply it against anything, including this Pirc Defense setup. Now, I'm gonna go bishop e4. Good evening, hello. All right, same idea as before. My knight is gonna land on d5 or e5. Now, which one should we go for? I'm gonna place it on d4. All right, important that we don't forget about the bishop. Many of our opponents will, we can't. And look, again, once we passed 500, we're getting more of this opposite side castling attack. Now, the plan for us, once more, is to get to their king. I want to play b5 in due time and then open up lines towards the king. Nothing more. Now, this comes with a tempo. I don't think that's a good move. All right. Now, queen a5, or do I want to play b5, a5? Right, queen a5 it is. Now, yes, they could take over here. I'm focused on the king. You didn't have to play queen a5. You could play b5, a5, a4. Just create something to get to the king, just like we did in the game before. I'm also thinking if I take on b3, yep, I could play bishop c3 right after. Let's do it. That's the plan. Just get to the king. Get to the king. This game is not going to make it to the middle game. Opposite side castling means they should come after me and attack the king. We should do the same. Okay, now this is even better. We take, when they take back, we collect with check. But is that what we want? Is that what we want? Well, let's take it. All right, do we take on c3 or do we take on a2? It has to be c3. Check. Okay, only move. Now, do we take a moment to play rook e8 and save the rook, or do we go a5 right away? No. We gotta save the rook. Yep, they want me out, and we leave. Now, plan's still the same. I want to play a4, a5, a4, open up the rook to then work with the queen to deliver checkmate. Long chat maybe, but it's a plan. It is a plan. I'm also thinking if they want to block this diagonal, they need to play d4. But if they play d4, every time we move a pawn, something changes, and that'll be e4 hanging because of the rook. Right, this is about who's gonna checkmate who. I'm not that concerned. Like typically when you play this opening, guys, the last thing you want is to get rid of your fianchetto bishop. Automatically your dark squares around the king become weak. But in this case, I don't think they have enough to checkmate me. My queen is controlling that. We should be okay. And I told you earlier, this is one of the safest structures with the fianchetto. But once the bishop is gone, it's not that safe anymore. Now, how to deal with this? I don't think there's a way to... I don't think before makes sense. And if they don't play before, I'm going to take them. If they take me, they took me. This has to be the move. Knight c5 is interesting, but this has to be the move. All right, this king has to be weaker or more exposed than mine. Uh-oh, f4. Yes, if queen b5, king c2, I'm happy with taking on a2. This has to be completely winning. There's probably something better. I just don't see anything concrete after they just go away. So let me try this. And guys, all I expect from you at this level, if you're around 500, is to be aggressive. Attack, attack, attack. It's so difficult to defend at the higher level. Imagine when you're getting started, right? There's not a lot of experience yet. So just capture. If you could capture something, capture. If you could create a threat, create a threat. It's difficult to find a defensive move. All right, I think I'm going to win the bishop, at least. Coming up, that's a disaster. That's checkmate in no time. And then going here, that's a pretty nice fork. And don't lie, you didn't see the fork. Don't you lie to me. Which brings me back to the same point. At this level, tactics, tactics, tactics. Opening, we're doing the same opening as white and black. Enough to get to that next level. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Especially because the first videos are so bad. The quality, like the audio, the video. I mean, these are still bad, but those are even worse. All right, we got the bishop, and you see I'm attacking to checkmate the king, but many times they give you material to leave, and that's fine too. Now I just need to convert this. I'm up a knight, I'm up a pawn. Yeah. They want the pawn. They want that pawn. Now everyone going to the discotheque, going to that king. Is it move 20? Okay. Of course, things were hung before, but we've made it a thing today that at this level, someone blunders something or hangs something before move number 20. It's move number 26, and this is the queen. All right, we got that one. All right, black pieces. Hello. Tell me something. This is the move we've been playing as white and black. Then we go to the same system, fianchetto on the king side. All right. I don't know what it is, but it's nice to see it. All right, I finished with my king side. Now I need to take care of these two. So I'm going to go bishop g4. Now this pawn, I'm not so concerned. I'm going to go knight c6. Bishop, I'm already committed to taking on f3. Since the knight is gone, these squares belong to me. I'm going to go to d4. Let's see if this bishop can pick up something. We'll see. Take, I don't know. Now, every time this knight is being attacked by the bishop, by the queen, one option that you have, you could just take, you could use your pawns to defend too, but one option we have is to move this knight. It's not doing anything anyways from here. And the bishop is open, plus then I could find a better square. All right, welcome aboard, welcome aboard. Okay, look at this. Consistent. This is move number 11, and they just hung a piece. That's it, free piece. And I don't know if this is your experience, but it's gonna be like that up to 1100 easily. E5, C5. You know, C5 seems more natural. I really want to keep this bishop open. So let's do it. Now, if they take, should we take with the pawn, take with the knight, or collect on B2? I wanted to go to B2. All right, give me that. Give me that. And now, another good question. What should we take with? Well, I want to take with the knight. You should know why. All right, guys, you should know this. If not, you gotta go back to your tactics. Queen on the same diagonal as your opponent's bishop, it cannot be right. So this knight wants to go somewhere forcing. So check, that queen cannot go anywhere. Simple discovered attack. Next thing you know, we get the queen. Well, my pleasure. Happy to see that you found some value in it. And all of this that we're doing now, hopefully we put it on YouTube and people find it. Hopefully they find some value as well. Bishop d4, that's it. All right, I don't want to get too greedy, like someone I know, but I'm gonna get that pawn. Yep. Now, objectively speaking, we have rook versus rook, and queen and bishop versus the other rook. So we should be fine here. I don't think so. I don't think so. Right, let's see if they want to simplify the game even more. I know they're hitting e7, but I don't care. Like, we're winning by just too much. My advice is always to don't give them counterplay, but in this case, we should be fine. Oh, look, hanging piece. All right, let's go to the next one. Same thing. Now, if they play d5, it's gonna be the same thing. Nope. All right. Knight c3, why not? The same thing. Bishop g5. Once the knight is neutralized, these squares belong to us. We take it. Now, knight d5 or knight d4. This time I really want to go to the bishop. Nah, let me put the knight on d5. That's it. I'm pretty sure knight d4 is the move, just to chop off that bishop they have on c5. Okay, queen goes back to d8. Okay, c3, we know the plan. When we play it as black, we play c6 and b5. No, remember I told you, Vasil, I'm playing the World Open on Friday. And I'm trying to play the line, try different lines or the lines that I'm gonna play there. So that's why. Plus, I'm not playing a lot lately. Like, I'm trying to play more longer time controls. So I'm not playing Blitz a lot on my account, on chess.com. All right. Now this is pretty bad already. Double pawns, but how do we take advantage of it? b5 is really nice, and they get 3 triple pawns. But is that what we want? I don't think so. Let's keep on going. A7 square available. A7? What do you mean A7? Okay, I don't want to take and help them fix the pawn structure, so we play b5. Knight has to go back. A7 square. Why did I make the A7 square? This pawn, I want to keep it that. Let me play c4. Yeah. I see what you mean. Okay, I see what you mean now. Yeah, no, I was expecting the same thing. Hide the bishop, keep it safe, very powerful where it is. So, yeah. Okay, d5. Okay, is it move 20 yet? I don't think so. Move number 15, and this is a hanging pawn. Now, take first or take first? Nah, take. That only means you've been there yourself. Yeah, that's the whole point. Just finding something you enjoy and just repeat it until you get comfortable with the typical positions. That's it. D takes makes sense, but knight c4 makes sense too. Okay, this rook is doing nothing. Let's bring it over here. Okay, we had some 1600s before. So I asked that question before. We had some 1600s. I don't think we have a lot of under 800s. Right, let's kick you out of here. I don't want you in my territory. Now, for me, the Vienna itself, I got some exposure to it because of a friend of mine. When I started playing chess, I started to play this Pirc Defense, King C9 Defense, and I used to play e4, knight f3, the Scotch. But there was one guy at the chess academy that he had been playing chess for a long time. He actually started when he was a kid and so on. And he played the Vienna, and he made it look so easy that I never played it at that moment, but I never forgot about it. And then when I started to teach, I started to teach it to some of my students, and they got the same thing. Very comfortable games, and they'll play the same thing as black too. So e4, e5, then knight c6, do the fianchetto, and of course, up to a certain level, they're gonna punish you a little bit for it. But when you're scholastic, it works very, very well, very, very well. All right, d5. That's a pass pawn, and we put it in motion. It is actually a connected pass pawn. Okay, we keep moving. We gotta play it. Oof, you know, I have so many things I haven't read. I haven't read so many things. I hope it's nothing, anything urgent. I hope it's nothing urgent. All right, it doesn't count as hanging. Yeah, there's nothing hanging. All right, fair enough. Cha cha cha. All right, it doesn't hurt to improve your queen, centralize the queen. All right, now we have two connected pass pawns, are both passed. Can we convert these? I wouldn't say it's that popular, but hey, if those are the numbers, those are the numbers. But I didn't think it was that popular. Of course, there are so many lines. The one with the bishop c4, I know it's probably the most popular one. Okay, guys, hanging piece alert. Past move number 20, fine, but still a hanging piece. That's it. That knight was defending it, and it left. So you didn't even know it existed? I thought you were not really into it, but you didn't know it was a thing. All right, now it's just a matter of getting your rooks to the 7th rank. If we can't, we use the pawns to help, and that should be it. Okay, they don't want me to do that. Now this is not really a threat because my queen is hanging on d4. I can never take it, but cha cha cha. How about queen g4? Right, hanging piece. Careful with any discovered checks, right? Discover attacks. If my king were here, for example, that would be check. Hanging queen. That's nice. That's nice. You know, my oldest student, he's 80 something. Hey. Okay, there has to be checkmate somewhere here. Okay, let's make it forcing. All right, we got that one. And yeah, I think after queen takes, queen f5 check, then check, that has to be checkmate. I could play a random opponent. All right, let me play a random opponent then, even better. Now, nothing educational here. Did you see it? All right, look at this. We're playing the same system, this time against the 2200. All right. We move out the way. All right, this should be easy to take care of. Yes, guys, all of this is theory. Again, it's just a matter of... So, the 2200s nowadays are just... Nah, that was just a mistake here. For me, it was easy to play it. And look, we're not really winning here. But let me go back. This e6, you have the option to take, and they go knight g5. It gets really interesting. But after seeing Carlsen and Nakamura play this line, they actually played it with bishop b5. You're supposed to take queen a5. No. My bad. You're supposed to do check. Then you're supposed to take. You go back, and this is the way I typically play it. But my opponent made a silly mistake. He played too fast. And after knight g5, trying to get to e6, we simply take care of everything. We keep the piece, and they have nothing.